Hello everyone and welcome back. I've been thinking of doing a series of videos about XAF modules. So the main idea here is going over every XAF module that DevExpress ship with and do just a simple getting started and overview of that module. And when done with all of these ones, I think that it would be great to jump to the community modules, to the Yamachan modules, to the Ultra modules, to expand and go from there. I think that this will be a great series, not only for the community but for myself, because there are a few modules that I have not used or used not that much, so this will give me the chance to actually go a little more in deep. So I will try to do one module by week. Sometimes, like this week, we will do two because, for example, this business class library customization module. This is just a module that has some customization in the model for the business class library. So business class library are pretty much some built-in in business class, like let's say like person, address, organization, some class that you can reuse. Most of the time I don't use those ones. I like to create my own ones, but if you want, you can always use this one. They already come with everything out of the box with image, with the customization in the detail view, list view, and several different out of the box features. So these models pretty much what it does is that is customization on the model for that built-in business class library that live in these three assemblies. That's it. I'm done with this model. That was quick. Okay, nice. So the model that I wanna really cover today is the audit trail. Is the first one, and this is a really nice module because it gives you a, a way to track operation and changes in your application. Right here you can see when an object is created, it's being changed, who did that change, what was the old value, the new value. So it's a really nice module. It has a few things that you need to be aware of, like it doesn't support entity framework. So if you use entity framework, you will have to use any other mechanisms. Also, it was designed to manage until 100 changes in one transaction. So if you are doing like thousands, it will take a little more time. So you always have to check performance wise because every time that you are doing something, so you're modifying a record, there are a lot of things that are being saved in several tables. So we can keep track of who did what and when did what and what did change. So again, you always have to test it, check if the performance doesn't suffer in your application because I have definitely seen application that they haven't implemented this module well and it have suffered greatly on performance. It has taken like forever because doing a lot of uh, it's doing a lot of things behind the hood. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that the audit trail changes, it save a lot of data for you. So if you are modifying one record, you are saving data in three different tables. So if you see here, there are the audit data item persistent, the XP week reference, and the audit object week reference. So those are three tables that get created and it are constantly saving data every time that you do a change on your application. So that can grow really big, couldn't? So okay, let's do a quick example so we can see it in action. The first things here is if you are doing something like this, creating your new sessions, the audit trail won't see that one. So it will jump that one. So try to always use application, create object space and go from there. Those one will definitely go to the audit trail. So let's create a new application. Let's call it SAF modules demos. And the first, no, actually, yeah, of course, XPO. Mhm. And okay, you see it already comes selected the business class library customization model, and we're gonna select the audit trail. The first video we're gonna do it like that through the wizard, but in the next one, because we already wanna use the same solution and we already have it there, we're gonna add the module through code in the required modules. Okay, let's continue. Perfect. Now let's create a couple classes quickly. Uh-huh. Customer. Uh, let's use this image and let's name, address, active, birthday, salary. I'm just making out a few properties here so we kind of have one of each one. So great. Okay, let's make a new one, another one. Okay, let's put this where it should be, and let's see if we can rename. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's add a second one. Okay, let's just add another image. Okay, let's do invoice number. Let's do description. Let's do actually let's do an association here. So XPA customer. Mm, and let's go to the customer and add a collection. You can see in the AuditTrail also added to the connection, remove to the collection, no, invoice. Okay, let's run this. Let's see. Come on. It's creating the database and everything. Okay, here we go. So let's create a couple customers. Uh-huh. Mhm. Perfect. Mm. Here we go. And now let's create a couple invoices. Okay. And now let's create a second one. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So now let's check the database. Let's go to the database and let's look for, I think we have to refresh SAF module demos. Okay. If we see here, besides our customer and invoice, we have the audit data item persistent, audit object with reference, and XP with reference. So if we open, for every change that we did, we have object created, initial value assigned, added to the collection, object created. We have here the user. We have which one is the audit object, and we will come back to that one. We have old value and new value. So for example, if it's a string, a primitive, we have right here that there was no value before and now it's 2. There was no value before and now it's 3. We have the description here, object created of this invoice. We have initial value assigned to the address, to the salary. So we have a lot of information here. So let's check the other two tables. If we go to the object week and let's open the XP week reference. They're hard to pronounce, let me tell you. So if we come back to the audit thread, we say the audit are persisting. It's with all the operations. Every time you do a modification, a new record gets created. So here we have old value and new value for the string representation. We have old object and new object when it is for something for in the invoice that we're adding the customer. Right there we have a reference to the old object and new object. So right here we can see that the audit object, yeah, and we come back to the table right here. We have audit object here. This is the key. If we go here, wait, did I copy it? Okay, come on. And we go here to this table, we can add it here, right? So it's telling me that this is the ID of the object that was modified. So it was an invoice, and if we go to the invoice table, here we have this was the object that was modified. And now if we check also this audit area persistent item, we have, for example, when we change a customer on the invoice, we have here the value, and we go to the XP week reference, we have here the object, and we can check here. This will be the customer that we just changed. Wait, here, and let's go to the customer table, and here we go. Or it doesn't blow anything, so let me check quickly. Okay, so all object, new object, and we are invoice. Let me see what is this added to the collection. So it's a different thing. Is that will be an invoice because it's added to the customer collection. So nice. Okay, so if we check here this all object, we can see that this is added to the collection here, and we can even refer to this table to find what is the GUI, the OID. So that's in Shell, the AuditTrail module. So now let's take a look at a few more things. If we want to check, you see we have a couple queries that it can bring you. So we can analyze all these 3 tables and we can see what's going on. If we need to filter by a specific property, we can do that with another query. If we want to see the audit log in the UI, and this is really nice, let's actually do this quickly. Let's create a collection in our business object, and before we do that, this is a really nice tool to have. So we can say every 3 months let's delete all the audit logs so that those tables doesn't grow immensely crazy. So that's another really good advice. So let's come here to customers and let's add this AuditTrail collection. And let's stop it and run it again. Right here. Okay, let's open one. And if you see, we have the audit trail here. And we can see in the UI who modified, who was the username, was the operation, was the property name. And I think we can even have the same fields, the description, old value, new value, etc. So this is a way so we can give a admin user access so they can see the audit trail exactly happening. And we can even go further than that. This is a filter. This is filtering by that customer. But if we want to get a little more crazy, and again, this table will take forever to load because it grows really big. But there are ways around that. If we take audit that I persistent list view, let's see it. Here we have every change. So that's pretty much in a nutshell the audit trail model. We can do another things like this one. If you want to only, you don't want to track everything, so you want to tell them, okay, I want to specify what are the properties that I want. So I will clear all the audit trail and I will add a manual. I will say, oh, I only want from my object this property. And the other thing is I can put the mode of the audit trail. I can do a full mode where is the one by default, the one that we will show, a lightweight that is only object creation, deletion, and the creation only. So besides that, there are a lot of customization that you can do here. So change the representation of the null value instead of NA. You can put anything. You can uh, include custom data in your log. It's just adding like what is the new value that you want to include when that record gets created. And one thing that is important to have is this server side time stamping, because if you have a global application that is being used from different clients in different regions, the local time that it gets saved is the time on their zone. So when you are comparing that in a global scale, it might not make much sense. Or maybe you have to save it like in UTC or do something like the solution shown here. So I think that that's pretty much it. I don't want to make the video too long. So that's pretty much for now. I thank you for sticking till the end and hope to see you in the next video.